Please adhere to YouTube's selected guidelines before viewing the content of this video. I do not encourage or condone any products, actions, or behaviors shown in this video. All videos are produced in a safe, professional, and controlled environment. Please do not attempt to replicate any actions performed during the video. All actions are performed by professionals.
Alright, so today I'm going to be giving you all a full tutorial on how to make my patent-pending beef and mayo sandwich, which as a whole I am very excited to do, because today I'm hungry, I want a sandwich, and I want my patent-pending beef and mayo sandwich, which is loaded to the brim with carbs and protein. Overall, my patent-pending beef and mayo sandwich is the best sandwich I have ever had. There really is truly no competition, frankly put. And so as such, I figured, hey, why not make a full tutorial on how to make this sandwich, which is without a doubt my favorite sandwich ever, and why not make my full tutorial not just a recipe, but a full follow-along video. As such, well, I'm making this video today, and overall, I'm looking forward to eating my patent-pending beef and mayo sandwich on video for the very first time today. I'm looking forward to showcasing exactly how to make it as well, and I'm looking forward to, in general, having a good time. But do remember that my patent-pending beef and mayo sandwich is patent-pending, so make sure not to make this sandwich at home. I will sue you if you make this sandwich for your own personal consumption. Do not do that. But without further ado, I do think I should probably go ahead and cover all of the necessary ingredients you're gonna need to make my patent-pending beef and mayo sandwich. So what exactly are you going to need? Well, of course, to make a sandwich, you need some bread. And in specific today, I have some Char brand sourdough deli-style bread, which in my opinion is a fantastic bread for sandwiches. This is gluten-free bread. I'm gluten-free, so I cannot eat normal bread, but I think any old sourdough will do for this sandwich if you're not gluten-free. But this is what I'm going to be using during this video today. This is my favorite sourdough bread for sandwiches as of this point in time. Of course, this is a beef and mayo sandwich, so you're gonna need some beef as well. What I have with me today in specific is some Wegmans brand London broil 97% fat-free grab-and-go bag of beef. I really like my roast beef sandwiches, but roast beef is like really expensive and London broil is a little bit cheaper, so I tend to go for this instead, and honestly, it tastes like just as good as roast beef, so I just use this for my, well, beef and mayo sandwiches, and it works quite well in my personal opinion. This is gluten-free as well, man. It's a fantastic protein for sandwiches, if you ask me, and this is the beef you're gonna need for, my patent-pending beef and mayo sandwich. But of course, you're not just putting beef on this sandwich. You're gonna need some mayo as well. Now, mayo is a very personal ingredient. Everybody has their own personal preferences, but the mayo that I go for tends to be the Duke's mayo, which works pretty well in my personal opinion. This is pretty good mayo, I'll acknowledge. It's got no artificial colors or flavors in it, as it says right there. It's gluten-free, it's dairy-free, and yeah, it's really good stuff. It's smooth and creamy. The Duke's mayo, I like it. I use it on my sandwiches. It works quite well, and it is just in general some good stuff, and this is my personal choice for the mayo, but honestly, any old mayo will work, just whatever you personally want to use, but for the best result, do use the Duke's mayo. Of course, though, just those ingredients are not the only things you're gonna need, because to make a sandwich, you need a preparatory space. And so, of course, you're gonna need a plate as well. Make sure to get a good old classic big plate out. A small plate will not work. If you have big slices of bread and they're kind of falling off the plate onto the floor, well, you don't wanna eat that bread anymore, so make sure you get a big plate where all the bread fits on just fine. And of course, to spread the mayo, you are going to need a knife as well. If you are running a little bit low on mayo and it's a little bit hard to get the mayo out with a knife, I do think a spoon will work as well, but a knife is my personal preference. But of course, there's more to this than just that. You don't just need bread, beef, mayo, a knife, and a plate. You need more than just that, because of course, I'm not gonna do this sandwich untoasted. No. To be my patent-pending beef and mayo sandwich, it has to have toasted bread. And so as such, of course, for your next ingredient, you're going to need a toaster. And you are going to need to make sure to follow along to the fullest degree because you don't want to over toast your bread for this sandwich. Trust me, you don't want to do it. So make sure you get your bread to the exact amount of brownness, to the exact amount of toastedness that I specified during this video today. I've just got like a cheapy $10 toaster or something like that kind of thing. I think that's how much this cost when I picked it up quite a long time ago. It works. It's a toaster. It's nothing particularly special. But of course, because I'm outside today, I don't just need a toaster. I also need a power cord to plug my toaster into. And this isn't even the last ingredient. There's more to this than meets the eye. I need this power cord for sure. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to toast my bread. But, of course, while you're eating the patent-pending beef and mayo sandwich, you need something to drink. And in specific, you're gonna want some alcohol. I have a hard cider with me today, but honestly, whichever alcohol you think would pair best with this sandwich will work the best. And of course, after you're done with the sandwich, you're probably gonna want something to kind of stabilize your stomach just a little bit. As such, I do have a pack with me today, and this is the final ingredient. And yeah, those are all of the ingredients you're gonna need to make my patent-pending beef and mayo sandwich. I do suppose, without further ado, I should probably go ahead and plug in my electrical cord. I should probably go ahead and plug in my toaster, and I should probably go ahead and get some bread out, get it toasting, and I should probably go ahead and actually get to making my sandwich now that I've covered everything you're gonna need for this experience. So as such, let's go ahead and see if I can quickly move my camera back just a little bit, just like that kind of thing, I do think. Let's see if I can move that back if I possibly can, just like that. Will that work? Let's see. I still can't see the plate in front of me fully, so let's move it back just a little bit more. Move it down a little bit more. How are we thinking about this position? I'm thinking this is pretty good. Y'all should be able to see everything that's going on. Y'all can see the toaster and whatnot. So let's go ahead and position the toaster kind of properly, just like that, just so y'all can see everything that's really, truly going on. And let's go ahead and get my electrical cord all plugged in just real quick. So we have this orange electrical cord. Honestly, any electrical cord will work for this scenario, but this one is from Harbor Freight, to be precise. It was pretty cheap. It was a great deal. I'm gonna go ahead and just grab the two ends, and I'm gonna plug in this end of the wall and this end to the toaster. Let's go ahead and get that going real quick, because I'm hungry. I want my patent-pending sandwich, I will acknowledge. So let's go ahead, plug that in, and let's go ahead and get my cord over here. It's kind of tangled up. Honestly, I should have untangled it before this video, but it's okay. It's perfectly fine. Don't worry about it. It's all good. It's all good. And let's go ahead and plug in my toaster. I've got to flip it around the other way. There we go. Just like that. It is now fully plugged in. Just go and make sure it's working. It's all good. It's working just fine. No complaints on my behalf. And just realized I do need to move my camera back just a little bit more, just because y'all can't see the buttons on the toaster, and I need to make sure y'all can see the buttons on the toaster and whatnot kind of thing, because otherwise y'all may not know what my specific settings are for this sandwich today. I have my toaster, to be precise, on level 3. I have my toaster on level 3. I don't know if that stands for 3 minutes or what that stands for, honestly, but I have it on level 3, and I tend to do like 1, and then it pops up, and then I do like half another cycle, and the bread is perfect at that point. On the topic of bread, let's go ahead and get my bread pack all opened up, I do think. Just trying to organize everything I have on the table, just trying to make some space. You know, my cooking environment today, it's a little bit messy, but that's just how it be when you're cooking sometimes kind of thing. Sometimes the cooking environment is just a bit messy, and I do suppose one ingredient that I completely forgot to mention at the beginning of this video is a sharp knife. If you're using a steak knife to spread the mayo, then you're gonna be all good, but I don't have a steak knife with me today. I just have a butter knife. You are going to need a sharp knife to open up your packet of charbread. So I'm going to go ahead and use my, this is a Kershaw scallion that I have with me today to open up my charbread just like that. And I'm going to go ahead and try to get one of, or 2 of the pieces of bread out, because of course, to make this sandwich in specific, you're gonna need 2 pieces of bread. And it is worth mentioning that, hey, this sandwich might not be enough for you. You're gonna want spares of all of the ingredients that I have with me today. I think I'm only gonna have 1 sandwich during this video, as that's all I'm really feeling the need for. But if you want more than 1 sandwich, of course, make sure you have more than 1 variety of your ingredients, or more than 1 just ingredient in general kind of thing. And definitely for the bread, make sure that you have more than 1 slice of bread, because 1 slice of bread is not enough for this sandwich. Trust me, trust me. Don't ask me how I know. Don't ask me how I know. It was a horrible experience. I had to make this sandwich with 1 piece of bread one time, and oh my God, it was just pure torture. The whole time I was eating it, I was like, man, this would be so much better if I had 2 pieces of bread. But I only had 1. I felt like I was getting waterboarded the whole time I was eating that sandwich. It was a horrible experience. Never make this sandwich with 1 piece of bread. It always needs 2. 2 pieces of bread is the optimal amount for this sandwich. Cut it in half, share it with a friend. Just use 2 pieces of bread. Never use 1. Genuinely, take my advice. Not with a grain of salt. Like, seriously, use 2 pieces of bread. But let's go ahead and get my 2 pieces of bread out of the pack just real quick. And of course, before you use any bread, just check it for mold kind of thing. This is a new pack of bread, so I'm not particularly worried about there being any mold, but mold consumption is very dangerous. So do make sure you double check for mold and everything like that. But here's my 2 slices of bread, and I'm gonna go ahead and put them into the toaster. They're a little bit big for the toaster, I'll acknowledge, but once I kind of drop it down, it'll be just fine. It'll be just fine. And I am just going to kind of go ahead and fold this up just a little bit, just to try to get that just folded up just like that. How do I want to store this? I didn't think this through. I should have brought out like a clip or something like that, but I didn't do that. It is what it is. I will put this under my backpack now, because that's the best way I can think to kind of get it to stay like it is. All right, well, let's go ahead and get my bread toasting now, just like that. We can see the bread just drop right down. No problem at all. We are all good to go. And since my toaster is not next to a bathtub full of water, this is an extremely safe experience to have. One thing I want to go ahead and clarify: do not make this sandwich in your bathroom while you're in the tub with your toaster on the side of the tub. Do not do that. That is extremely unsafe. I would be okay to do that because I am a trained professional, but don't do that. Do not try that at home. And do not try having this experience at all at home, because if you make my patent pending beef and mayo sandwich, I will sue you. But especially don't have this experience in your bathtub while you're taking a bath and the toaster is on the side of your bathtub plugged into the wall. Do not do that. Do not do that. That is dangerous. That is bad. Do not do that. That is genuinely, actually, like, genuinely don't do that. Just light up one of these. Just light up one of these in there instead, kind of thing. With a Bic lighter or with a match, not with any sort of electric lighter. I want to go ahead and clarify. But my bread is going. Got some heat coming off. I'm feeling it. It's humidifying my hand just a little bit with that heat, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go ahead and get my mayo ready. Put my mayo right here, and I'm just gonna get the cap loosened up. Since I am outside, I'm not gonna take the cap all the way off, as it is kind of pollen season in my area these days. I don't want to get pollen all over the inside of my mayo that I love just so much. And there is a bee coming at me. Hey, you know, maybe the bee knew what was up. Maybe the bee was like, yo, I want a patent pending beef and mayo sandwich too. But I don't have enough for the bee. Those 3 slices of bread I have left, those are all for me. Those are all for me. I will acknowledge when it comes to this sandwich, and it's just popped up, we are going to want to go ahead and flip this, and there we go. Put it back down again, and I'm gonna have to kind of keep an eye on what is going on with this. I got to make sure I kind of cut it out halfway through this cycle. But when it comes to my patent pending beef and mayo sandwich, I will acknowledge I am very, very defensive. If somebody tries to take my ingredients, if somebody tries to take my bread, I personally will defend it. Just like teeth bared kind of thing. I will defend my bread, my mayo, and my beef, because that's my patent pending beef and mayo sandwich. People call me greedy. I don't deny that by any means. I don't deny that. When it comes to my beef and mayo sandwich, when it comes to my patent pending beef and mayo sandwich, I'm not gonna deny, are there are there biblical levels of greed going on when it comes to my liking of this sandwich? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna deny that. Let's go ahead and check if my bread is done though. And we've got a little bit of toast going on. We've got a little bit of toast. I'm gonna have to say that is done just like that, and that is hot. I'm gonna put that down on the table. And yep, that is toasted. That is good. That is perfect. That is hot as well. But yes, when it comes to my sandwich, I am very defensive of my ingredients, just because of how much I like this sandwich kind of thing. That should just be proof of how good this sandwich is, frankly put. I do really like this sandwich, and people call me greedy when it comes to my ingredients, and I'm not going to deny that. There are some biblical levels of greed going on when it comes to me defending my ingredients of this sandwich. I will not deny that. But let's go ahead and spread some mayo on my bread, because of course, need some mayo on the bread. I ain't gonna be spreading mayo on the beef, that's for sure. That would be a pretty messed up and cursed technique, frankly put. That is not something that I will be doing. We will be spreading the mayo on the bread itself. So let's go ahead and get to doing just that. And you're just gonna want a big glob. You're just gonna want a big ass glob of mayo, frankly put. And you're just gonna want to spread it on thick. Like, no light amount of mayo going on here. Just spread it on thick. Spread it on thick. Spread that mayo on and just get it caked on, kind of thing. Spread it like you're spreading cake frosting, frankly put. If you got an easy bake oven and you've ever made a cake in the easy bake oven, just spread it on like you're putting the frosting on your easy bake oven cake, frankly put. I think I need a little bit more mayo than just that, honestly, so we're gonna put a little bit more on. You wanna make sure though, I just got a little bit on the side by accident. You're gonna wanna make sure you don't get it on the side by any means. But there we go. If you have mayo on the side, that's not a waste of mayo per se, but it could fall off and become a waste of mayo. So yeah, you gotta be careful, But that is the mayo taken care of. There's like a gnat flying around my mayo container, so I'm gonna go and close that up real quick and make sure I defend my mayo from the gnats. As said, I defend my ingredients to the ends of the earth. Let's go ahead and real quick just get the rest of the mayo off of my knife and put that down. And now let's go ahead and put the beef on my, well, patent pending beef and mayo sandwich. And let's showcase exactly how you do that. So I'm gonna turn my plate just a little bit like that. And I am going to go ahead and get some of my London broil all out, which smells great, I gotta admit. So I generally go for 3 slices. 3 slices of this stuff is kind of my go-to. So I go for 3 slices for 1 sandwich. There we go. Sometimes I go for more, sometimes I go for less. It depends on kind of what I'm feeling. But what I do is I fold it up just like that and I put it down, easy peasy. And then I go ahead and very quickly close up my container because there's bugs flying around. I'm outside right now, so I'm gonna go and close up my container. Just like that. And there we go. So that's how much London broil you're gonna want in your sandwich. It's a good amount. Let me go ahead and show y'all the sandwich real quick. And the sandwich is now finished off. I just put the bread, the second piece of bread, on top. It's now finished off. Let me go and show y'all what the sandwich looks like up close and personal. That is the sandwich right there. That is a lot of protein, if I do say so myself. 2 slices of bread, that's a lot of carbs, and we got a little bit of mayo going on as well. Now, while I would go ahead and bite into this just real quick, because I am just so hungry, I do, of course, want to make sure that I grab myself a little bit of a thumbnail for the video. So let's go ahead and do that real quick. How do I want to grab a thumbnail for this video, though? That is the question. I think I will bring this a little bit closer, like that kind of thing, and I'm gonna bring this back, put that like right there kind of thing, and I am gonna do something like that. Or maybe something like that. I don't know. I don't think that's gonna work very well. I want to make sure I grab a thumbnail before I bite into it though. Another thing you might want is some like hand towels or a paper towel or something like that. I think I'm gonna bring this a little bit closer to me and grab a thumbnail like this. I think this might work the best for a thumbnail. So let's go ahead and try to go with this. Let's see. I'm grabbing a thumbnail with a sandwich right now. I love it. I love it. Gotta get the Mr. Beast thumbnail. Gotta get the Mr. Breast thumbnail. For the sandwich video. What can I say? You know what I'm saying? What can I say? Yo, shout out Mr. Beast. Shout out Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Give me $1 million and I'll make you one of these sandwiches. For free. For free. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Well, I do think without further ado, though, it is time to go ahead and get to eating my sandwich. But there is one thing I almost forgot. Now, I'm a professional at making this sandwich. However, there is one thing that I almost forgot. Sometimes you mess up. And today, I forgot to crack open my alcohol. Got some Blake's Hard Cider, American Apple Imperial Hard Cider with me today. Let's go and crack it open before I go ahead and take a bite. And then let's go ahead and get to eating. I do think. Ooh, that is nice if I do say so myself. But, of course, this is 8% alcohol, so I gotta make sure I get some food in my system so the alcohol doesn't completely overwhelm me. Let's get to eating, y'all. I'm hungry, I'm ready for some food, and I want my patent-pending beef and mayo sandwich. Yo, shout out Mr. Beast, though, for real, for real. I'll acknowledge this would have been better if I hadn't grabbed a thumbnail and if I had just started eating immediately. But since this is a YouTube video, I did need to grab a thumbnail. But if you're making this at home, just start eating immediately. Do not try to grab a thumbnail or anything like that kind of thing. This is still delicious. That is good. That is so good. That is so good. This is delicious. Yo, there's a wasp. Yo, get away. I ain't giving no wasp. I ain't giving no wasp. None of my sandwich. Like, if a bee came up to me, it was offering a trade like honey for a sandwich, I'd be like, bro, I love honey as well kind of thing. I could put honey in my hot tea. I can mix honey and water and whiskey and make myself a hot toddy. Like, if a bee offered a trade of honey for a sandwich, I honestly might take it. But a wasp, they ain't got nothing to offer but dead bugs with larvae in them. I really shouldn't be saying that while I'm eating, but that is, like, literally true. That's what wasps kind of do, so. I hate wasps. Wasps are, like, one of the worst creatures on Earth. Not as bad as mosquitoes, though. Genuinely delicious. And when it's like, excuse me, and when you've got the bread like really warm, like just out of the toaster, just with mayo spread on, and you get the cold beef, like the contrast of hot and cold is just like really nice. It's not something I'm really experiencing right now, just because I did grab a thumbnail, but this is still delicious nonetheless. This is so good. This is a sandwich that if it wasn't patent pending and if I wasn't going to sue y'all for making it, I would totally recommend. This is a fantastic sandwich. But of course, I cannot recommend you make this sandwich at all. If I did, I would kind of be invalidating the fact that that I'm trying to get a patent for this. So, yeah. Y'all will have to excuse me. I'm not exactly the neatest eater in the world when it comes to sandwiches. Especially when it comes to this sandwich, because it's just so good. I just eat it as fast as possible because it's just that good, frankly put. I really should take my time a little bit more so than not, but I am not doing that. I am not doing that. Man, just had a little bit of the beef try to fall out, but ain't no biggie. This beef is tender enough. That is one of the reasons why I like using this specific beef as well. It's tender enough where it doesn't try to like drag itself out of the sandwich kind of thing. I've definitely had meat before in sandwiches where it's like trying to drag itself out of the sandwich with every bite. This meat does not do that by any means. And that's one of the reasons why I like it so much. This is super good. This is super good. Boom. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I ain't gonna lie, yo. Mayo is such an underrated ingredient. You can use mayo for everything. Normal chicken, fried chicken, sandwiches. You use mayo on beef, turkey, ham. Mayo goes well with everything. I'm like, hell. Just like mayo toast is good. That's another thing I have patent pending as well. Mayo toast. I may have to make a full tutorial on how to make my mayo toast eventually. I'm not sure if I will though. Not sure if I want to give out too many secrets for my secret recipes. But mayo goes just about well with everything. It's the greatest. It's the GOAT, frankly put. And if you want something with a little bit of spice kind of thing, spicy mayo. There you go. So if you want this sandwich but a little bit spicy, use spicy mayo, frankly put. Although not too much. Like mix spicy mayo with normal mayo. Because if you only use spicy mayo, you'll kind of lose the image of what this is supposed to be. This is so good. Genuinely, this is so good. I actually really, genuinely, I, have not eaten a lot of food today. So, when I said that I was making this video because I'm hungry, I was being completely serious. I was actually so hungry before making this video. So I am just, genuinely glad to be eating right now, and I'm just genuinely enjoying this so much. It was such a good sandwich. I do think I'll be having one of these in a minute after I'm done. You know, I gotta settle my stomach and everything like that. But before that, I think I'm gonna go put my mayo and my beef and my bread inside. Just because there's bugs out here, and honestly, the mayo and the beef should be refrigerated. So, I'm gonna go put all that inside in a few minutes after I'm done with this. But after that, I'm gonna have one of these. That's such a good sandwich. And I see comments online saying, men can't cook, men can't make a sandwich. I can cook, I can make a sandwich. I don't know what people are talking about. I can cook just fine. I can make a sandwich just fine. Low-key, those people might just be trying to rage bait. And if they are, it did work. So good. That was all of it. You know, honestly, I think Mr. Beast would love this sandwich. I think he would. That's me being genuine. That's not my joking. I think Mr. Beast would love this sandwich. And I've been trying to think of a definitive name to, like, market this sandwich as being. Kind of thing. The patent pending beef and mayo sandwich. I love that name. It's personally my favorite name, but I feel like I need something a little bit more snappy for, like, when it's on the shelf, excuse me, or like when it's pre-made at delis and stuff like that kind of thing. I need something a little bit more snappy. And since I think Mr. Beast would love this sandwich, I really do think he would. I'm gonna name this sandwich the Mr. Beef. The Mr. Beef. That's what this sandwich is. Maybe the Mr. Beef and mayo. Actually, that's better. Yeah. This sandwich, I officially dub it the Mr. Beef and mayo. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yo, shout out Mr. Beast. Yes, sir. Alrighty, though. I'm gonna go put everything inside in the fridge. Don't want any of my ingredients to go bad after all. I have plenty more sandwiches to make in the future. And I will be back literally momentarily. I'm just gonna go put this stuff in the fridge. But yeah, overall, how was my patent pending beef and mayo sandwich, which I have now semi-officially dubbed the Mr. Beef and Mayo? Overall, very good if I do say so myself. Overall, a very good sandwich. Trying to think of other alternative names, just in case one deli doesn't want to call it the Mr. Beef and Mayo. What would be another good name for this sandwich? I'm not sure. To help me think just a little bit, you know, I think I want one of these, in all honesty. So, you know, I've got to think of some alternate names. I'm trying to think, okay, a name that pays homage to its creator, me. So how can I make this sandwich an homage to one of my channel names or something like that kind of thing? How can I do that? The Mr. Beef and Mayo honestly works really well, and I don't know if I can top that because that's actually really good. I just thought of that like off the top of my head. I didn't think about that before this video at all. That's actually a really funny name in my opinion. Beef Mayo Money? Beef Mayo Money? Just like instead of Jacob Jones money, it's Beef Mayo Money? I don't know, it just doesn't really have the same ring to it as Mr. Beef and Mayo or patent pending beef and mayo sandwich, honestly. Beef Mayo Money? Yo, give me the Beef Mayo Money. Actually, that kind of goes hard. Imagine a robber walks into a deli and he's like, yo, give me 50 Beef Mayo Monies, or give me the Beef Mayo Money. And they're like, you want the money from our beef and mayo? Only our beef and mayo sales? That's the only money you want? It's like probably actually a lot of money because beef is pretty expensive. Sandwich meat beef is pretty expensive. That's actually probably a good amount of money if the deli's like been open all day and stuff like that. Beef mayo money. I don't know. Trying to think of other alternative names for what this sandwich could be. Gotta admit that this is definitely helping me think through this thought process. Trying to think of really the proper name for this sandwich. Man, it was so good though. I feel so much better than I did at the beginning of this video. Genuinely, I really do like this sandwich. Like, this sandwich genuinely is a sandwich that I have been eating on a very regular basis these days. I like my protein and I like my sandwiches. But in my opinion, there's a lot of sandwiches out there that are just not nearly protein heavy enough. And I think I've solved that issue with this sandwich because there's a lot of protein, good amount of carbs. I just feel very full after eating one of these sandwiches. It's just really good in general. It's just really good in general. And I have, without a doubt, thoroughly enjoyed it today. I have, without a doubt, thoroughly enjoyed having my sandwich today. And I've been enjoying having my drink, too. No complaints on my behalf. None at all. None at all. But other names. You know, a lot of things that are invented pay homage to its creator. The Tesla coil, the penicillin that was invented by John Penicillin. It wasn't, I don't think. Maybe it was. I don't know where the name penicillin came from, but maybe it was. That actually sounds like it could be somebody's last name. So yeah, a lot of things that are invented pay homage to the creator. I am the creator of this sandwich. So how do I name it to pay homage? I don't know. I don't know. The Mr. Beef and Mayo is pretty funny, though. I don't know. I really do feel like the patent pending beef and mayo. I can't think of a better name than that, except for the name that's a reference to Mr. Beast. So yeah, I think I'm going to settle. I think I'm going to settle with patent pending beef and mayo sandwich. So if you walk into a deli and you want this sandwich, you got to ask for the patent pending beef and mayo sandwich with London broil. That's what you got to ask for. Or alternatively, you could walk into a deli and you could ask for the Mr. Beef and Mayo. And I think every deli in the United States will know exactly what you're talking about. Every single deli in the United States will know what you're talking about. Excuse me. They will know exactly what you mean when you say that. This is a very well-known sandwich. It's world-renowned. I recently got a Michelin star. I don't even run a restaurant, and they gave me a Michelin star for this sandwich. So, yeah, world-renowned. World-renowned. Yes, sir. You know what I'm saying, you know what I'm saying. The buzz is starting to kick just a little bit. No complaints on my behalf. Trying to think, though. Those are really the two names that I can really think of off the top of my head. Those are the two best names for this sandwich. But any other alternative names? Beef mayo money. I don't know, it's funny, but it doesn't really have like a ring to it per se, in my opinion. Like Jacob Jones Money, the name of this channel, in my opinion, has a pretty good ring to it. But beef mayo money? I don't know, it is actually kind of funny. I don't know, beef mayo money is kind of funny. Well, if y'all have any suggestions for the name of this sandwich and what it should be, let me know in the comments below. Gotta drive up that viewer engagement, of course. So let me know in the comments below. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. There's a gnat going for my hard cider. I don't want no gnat in my hard cider. Nah. But yo, Mr. Beast, hit me up. I will make you this sandwich. I will drive to Mr. Beast and I will make him this sandwich. Not a joke, by the way. I will drive to Mr. Beast and I will make him this sandwich. So Mr. Beast, if you watch this video, hit me up, hit my line. I will drive to you and I will make you this sandwich. I think Mr. Beast would enjoy this. Like, actually, this is a sandwich that I think everybody would enjoy. Unless you don't like beef, and then it's a different story. Or mayo. But if you don't like mayo, that's like a war crime, bro. That's like a war crime. If you don't like mayo, if I met somebody and I went on a date with them or something like that kind of thing, and then I was like, yo, what kind of food don't you like? And they were like, I don't like mayo. Massive red flag. Massive red flag. No, it would end right there. I would just walk out the door. I would walk out the door right there. Nah. I'd pay before walking out the door if we were in a restaurant or something like that kind of thing. But I'd be walking out. I'd walk out mid, like, movie trailers. Like, straight up. If she don't like mayo, then, yeah, nah. That's a red flag. No offense if you don't like mayo, but, gotta fix that. Mayo is like the best thing ever. Excuse me. Slightly buzzed, though. Slightly buzzed. It's a good drink. Good sandwich. Shout out Mr. Beast. But that's all I had to my drink. And I'm pretty sure that's all there was to this experience overall. Overall, I had an amazing time today. You know, chatting, chilling, showing y'all how to make my patent pending beef and mayo sandwich. This overall, excuse me, I gotta admit, was a very good time. I thoroughly enjoyed my experience. And overall, the sandwich was amazing. Fantastic sandwich. Best I've ever had. The drink was great as well. I thoroughly enjoyed my beverage today. And I had a great time in general, just showcasing how to make this sandwich. If you guys have enjoyed watching this video, which I hope y'all have, if you guys have enjoyed watching this video, of course, like, subscribe, and check out everything in the description down below. I think that's just about all I had to say. So I think that's all there was to the video. Appreciate y'all watching today's video. To the next one, y'all, stay safe and peace, and have a great one.